Right. Good afternoon and welcome to the webinar on career choices for your children on boards. Quick introduction on the two speakers for today. I'm Professor Rajan, and with me is Rajesh Menon. A little bit about why this webinar. I have been teaching MBA students for many years, as you can see from my gray hair, 37 years to be exact. I started teaching in 1987, and all my life I've been basically teaching MBA students, XIM, XLRI, IIM Calcutta, IIM Lucknow, IIM Udaipur. And I've been closely involved with the placements and counseling students. So counseling is something which I enjoy, helping students make up their minds about what careers to choose. And a lot of people have told me, okay, you've done this for, well, you've done it for MBA students, which are very few in number. Why can't we do it for a much larger base, which is students who are just finishing class 12? And we got the data. 39 lakh people are giving the 12th class examinations for CBSE this year. If we add the state boards, it's even higher. And that's the reason why we've done this webinar, because we know a lot of people may be a little confused about what are the options available for their children after class 12. With me is Rajesh Menon. Rajesh, quick introduction of yourself.
Hi, my name is Rajesh. I am actually a marketer, but for the last several years, I have been focusing myself on digital marketing. I run my own digital marketing company, and like Professor Rajan mentioned, I am also a student of Professor Rajan. And I believe that today, when we're looking at young people, it's very, very important to make the right career choice. When I grew up, it was difficult making a right career choice. But I believe today there are choices that students have or young students will have, which are multiple in nature. And each of them are reasonably good in their own way. So today in our session, what Professor Govindarajan will take us through is what are the various career choices that you could possibly look for your child, and therefore how do you take a right decision in terms of what is suitable for your child. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh. Now, a little bit about the focus for this session. What we are talking about in this session are careers other than engineering and medicine. And there are two reasons for this. The first reason is I think there is enough knowledge about these two disciplines, engineering and medicine. Media covers them. Most parents know what are the kind of careers available, what kind of companies to join, what are the kind of packages. Everybody knows that. The second reason is today a lot of parents are not forcing their children to study engineering and medicine, which was true about 10 years back. They've realized that students may not be interested in careers in engineering and medicine. Therefore, the parents are not forcing them, which in my opinion is a very good thing, because when a child enjoys something, he or she does better. And therefore, not forcing a child to do discipline is important. So therefore, we are not focusing on engineering and medicine. And this is a short webinar, so we can't cover all career choices. So we are focusing on the following: BCom, BBA, law, fashion designing, hotel management, and new courses such as BBA, digital marketing, e-commerce. These are all new courses which are on the block. And I'm sure many parents must be wondering, is course mein, is there any future? What are the scope? Do I send my child there? These are the kind of questions which we hope to answer in this webinar. Now, one of the questions is, which I wanted to answer was, why is a job important today after a graduation degree? Now, you may wonder, I mean, a lot of people may think, Bhaiya, my kid is going to do higher studies in MBA. So why is it important for my child to look up for a job? Well, the reason is very simple. What I've done in every slide, everything which is underlined here is essentially a link. It's a link to more data. Now, if you look at MBA admissions today, there are multiple criteria which are awarded. There are certain weightages associated with your career marks, 10th, 12th, and graduation. There's a certain weightage for your written test score, which is whatever written examination which you give. There's a certain weightage for the interview and what is called VAT, written aptitude test. And there is a weightage for your career. Now, understand one thing. The link below, which is the weightage of academics and so on and so forth. If you click on the link, it will take you to the link. It will tell you what is the weightage assigned by different institutes, and it varies from 5% to 10%. Now, understand one thing. It's not that freshers don't get into top B schools, but understand that if the child was fresh out of graduation college, the weightage for weightage for work experience becomes zero, and therefore that child has to make up that gap which somebody else gets. 5 marks could be 10,000 candidates. He or she has to score much higher in the career marks as well as written score and so on and so forth. So it's not that fresh students don't get into top B schools, but as the saying says in Dawn, नामुमकिन नहीं लेकिन मुश्किल है. It's a little more difficult, and that's why work experience becomes an important issue. As I mentioned, the anything which is underlined is a link which takes you to more data on that. We won't go into each of these links because covering the links will take almost 2 hours, and these links will require your careful reading of those things. So each link, after this is over next week, we'll be uploading the slides in our website. You can download the presentation and look at the links with you and your child in leisure. Right? That's the basic format of this. So therefore, work experience becomes important for job. Now, what will be the format? We have these different careers which we spoke of, BCom, BBA, law, etc., etc. For each of these, we'll go through this simple format. 3 things. One is, what is the job profile which one can get after doing this course? Number 2, what is the kind of salary packages one gets from doing these courses? And the third, in today's competitive world, just finishing the course is not enough. You'll have to do something extra in the course during the duration of the course. What is it that you need to do? What are the kind of certifications, internships, different things which add value to your CV and therefore make yourself more valuable for the potential company who's hiring you, not only for the company who's hiring you, for your own knowledge base itself. So therefore, important certification. So for each of these career choices, this will be the format, the job profile, the salary packages, and what are the important certifications. So let's start with BCom. BCom, what I've done again is, as you can see, there's something underlined here. What we have done is we have looked at different career choices. So in BCom, there are various job roles which a candidate can get. For example, one is that of an accounting analyst. Another is an audits and accounts assistant. The other is a process associate. The other is a tax assistant. There are many such profiles. What we have done is to give you an idea of each of these profiles mein hota kya bhaiya? What is the job role, right? What does the person have to do? What is the qualifications which are required? Most of these are from job portals, so you'll essentially understand what is the recruiter looking for in each of these, what is the kind of job profile which the candidate has to do, and so on and so forth. As I said, each of these profiles, please download it at your own leisure, go through it in detail, and you'll get an idea of what is happening here. Now, salary packages. Now, the average package in a top 25 BCom colleges in India last year was 6.71 lakhs per annum. All right. And these packages vary across different roles. And the thing under here, which is more details, is a very important link because it tells you 3 things. Number 1 tells you what is the average package offered for BCom graduates. It also tells you which roles give you what kind of a package. It also gives you which kind of companies hire from these campuses. And last but not the least, it also tells you what are the locations where these jobs are available. So if you actually go through this link in detail, you'll have a pretty good idea of the different places where your ward can be placed. Right. Certifications, of course, remember, in addition to your subject matter expertise, what is it extra that you need? Now, remember, as I said, in a competitive environment, you would like to make your CV stronger, and therefore you would look for certifications beyond your educational qualification. So there are obvious ones like CI, CWA, and so on and so forth. But once again, the link below, which is some good certifications, gives you a list of the different certifications, which will give you a flavor of what are the different certifications which you could pursue while doing your BCom simultaneously. I'll pause here. Are there any questions pertaining to BCom? And if none, then we can proceed further. I repeat, any questions pertaining to BCom? If there are any, we'll pause. If there are none, we can proceed to the next, which is BBA. Right? No questions. Now, BBA, Now, if you notice here, as far as BBA is concerned, most profiles available for BCom are also available for BBA students, so it's not very different, right? In addition, BBA students also are considered for sales roles. See, for example, you have a BCom marketing. The BCom has two branches. Some people who do BCom marketing and BCom accounting. Similarly, BBA, some people focus a little more on accounting and someone on marketing. So understand that BBA and BCom roles are fairly interchangeable. There's not much of difference between the two. And so therefore, what held true for the earlier slide on BCom will also apply here. Uh, Packages, once again, the same format which was used for BCom. The link, which is more details, gives you those details. It tells you the average package in the top 25 BBA colleges in India was 5.86 lakhs per annum. And once again, if you click on the more details, it will tell you which were the companies which came, what were the different packages for different roles, what are the locations where jobs are found more. This is the kind of information which you get from BBA. Now, also understand that the certifications, because of the similarity with BCom, is the same. Certifications for sales, more than certifications, internships are more important because a company gets a chance to observe you in action. And many companies, if they like you, make offers after that based on your performance during the internship. Certifications are also available for digital marketing, which will be covered in the next slide, which is BBA digital marketing. Now, this is a emerging field. A lot of campuses are beginning to think of offering this course, and many parents here may be a little confused, wondering what exactly is a career in digital marketing. The careers are many, as you can see here, and it's very diverse: content marketer, social media marketer, so on and so forth. Many parents may be wondering, "Bhaiya, ye sab kya hai?" These are all new terms. You can relax. Even 2 years back, I didn't know what many of these things are. But these are the careers which are now clearly emerging as now. One of my students from XIM Bhubaneswar, who's the president of Coca-Cola, he had come for his reunion, and I met him a couple of months back, and I asked him, "How's the hiring going these days?" He says, "Sir, we are now hiring people based on experience in digital marketing because 80% of our advertising budget for Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola has a huge budget, is on digital marketing. So therefore, most of our recruitment is based on hiring people who are skilled in digital marketing. And remember, digital marketing is a skill which you have to practice to get, right?" More details in the next slide. Now, as I told you, these earlier content marketer, social media marketer, many maybe not familiar with these terms. So this link given here, top 10 highest paying digital marketing jobs, essentially takes you through what does each job do, right? What is the job role performed by a person who does each of these roles? There are 10 of these roles given there. It also tells you what is the kind of packages which you get, and what is the kind of trajectory of growth which you will have in each of these careers. So if you download this and go through it at your leisure, you'll get a pretty good idea of what a career in digital marketing is. It's all about. Now, understand one thing in this particular uh, field, which is BBA digital marketing, certifications become the key. Certifications are important everywhere, but they're even more important here because certification does two things. Number one, it increases your knowledge base because you practice. And the more you practice, the better you become. So therefore, it increases your knowledge base. Number two, it signals to a recruiter, right, that yeah, this person is really interested because he or she has taken the effort to go through a series of certifications, and the certifications are something which make you do practical things, and therefore you get your hands dirty, and therefore you tend to learn more. That's a very important reason, and most digital marketers hire you based on the certification. And that's why when you choose a digital marketing course, it's very important to check whether the institute you join actually helps you complete the certifications, right? I've given a list of certifications. Most are free. So that's the beauty of the certifications in BBA digital marketing. Most of the certifications are completely free. Any questions on digital marketing BBA before we proceed to the next career option?
Yeah, we have a question, sir, which has just come up. I'll just put it on the screen just now for you,
Sure.
relating to digital marketing. Actually, this has come to me from Instagram. A person has ask this question, which is there flashing on the screen. Why BBA in digital marketing instead of simple BBA? Will
Right.
it not limit the option to choose later?
Right. Good question. BBA digital marketing does not mean you learn only digital marketing. BBA essentially is that when you do a BBA and the final, there are certain, towards the end, you specialize in a particular area. It could be accounting, it could be marketing, it could be anything. Here, the focus is more on digital marketing. So, in the sense, it doesn't narrow your choices. You still get the same options as you get for, as a normal BBA would get, and you have instead of let's say a accounting job which you've done a deep dive on, you choose to do a deep dive on a digital marketing. Does it answer your question? Right. So therefore, that covers the issue of a BBA digital marketing. It does not narrow your option. It's just that a BBA covers a whole lot of other courses along with digital marketing, and therefore you get the certifications. Same duration, 3 years.
We have another question on the same thing
Yeah.
from Geeta Mishra,
Right.
which says, are there any recommendations you have for certification to pursue in BBA digital marketing?
Yeah, in fact, madam, the link given there, certificates, actually has those list. It has a list of various certifications, which are highly recommended for students who are doing BBA. So when you go to our website next week, this slide will be downloaded. You can click on this link here, which says certifications. Most are free. It will give you a list of all the certifications which enhances your learning ability and hence your employability in this, right, Geeta? I hope I've answered your question suitably. Right. Any other question, Rajesh? Can I proceed?
No, you can proceed, sir.
Okay. The next career is that of law, and law has 5 broad options which are available. Those who have studied law, one is you can become an advocate, practice in high courts and different courts. Join corporate law either as a firm in a company, in the company's department, or in a law firm which handles corporate law. Third is administrative services in the state or the center. Judiciary, in which case you become a judge, and legal process outsourcing. Right. The link below gives you 12 career options. Right. There are 12 career options after pursuing law, LLB, LLM in India, and it tells you what are the different aspects: cyber law, uh, corporate law, criminal law. Then you have intellectual property rights law. There are various branches of law, and it tells you the career options in each of these. The link gives you the various options available. Packages, law has picked up considerably over the last decade or so. Average package in top 25 law colleges is about 7.5 lakhs per annum. And packages obviously vary across roles, like in the earlier example. Once again, the more details link tells you the different profiles for which legal firms or law jobs are available, what are the kind of packages, who are the companies which hire, and also what are the locations where you get jobs. Right? Now, here, more than certifications, internships are very critical. In fact, in law, one of the critical aspects is where did you intern from, and therefore that, in a way, helps you judge your employability. There are certifications as well. Once again, as I said, there are a variety of options available in law. You could be doing criminal law, you could be doing corporate law, and so on and so forth. So therefore, you choose your certifications based on your focus area, which is the area which you're focusing on. And the online courses for law students gives you a link of all about 10 or 12 important certifications across different fields. So therefore, whichever field interests you, you could pursue a certification there. Any questions on law?
Nothing, sir. I think.
Okay. Okay. Fashion designing, that's a new career which has grown considerably over the last 10 years or so. A lot of people feel fashion only deals with textiles, not necessarily true. It also deals with any fashion accessory, which is jewelry, accessories. You also get involved in the retail business. There are a lot of fashion stores which hire fashion people for managing the retail business, fashion photography, so on and so forth. The link below gives more details on the various career options which are there, and there are many career options which are available in fashion. It tells you a little bit about what is the role performed in each of these jobs. Average packages is about 5.6 lakhs per annum on the top 25 colleges. And once again, like in the past, the more detailed section gives you a summary of the different job profiles which a fashion designing graduate gets, packages which companies hire, and a little bit about the locations where you will get jobs in. Any questions on fashion designing? Oh, okay. Fashion certifications, once again, here, internships, like in the case of law, are more important than certifications, right? And therefore, internships to a large extent judge the quality of your skills which you acquire, and therefore the quality of your employability which emerges from this degree. There are many certifications available nonetheless, and once again, as I said, fashion like law, you have various career choices. So therefore, you need to focus on what is it that you're choosing on. And once you're focused, the online fashion design courses are there. You can go through that and have a look at which of them suits your career requirement the best and choose it accordingly. Hotel management. Hotel management is a career.
So we
Includes.
have a question on
Sure.
fashion designing.
Yeah, sure.
So give me a minute. I'll just put it up. Do you think there are more students for the fashion industry than there are jobs?
Not
Demand
really
and
sure.
supply.
Good question. I really don't have the data. Uh, so maybe I'll get back to this. If you can ping me a question later on, I could perhaps respond to this. Intuitively, if you ask me, maybe not, but I'm not sure. I really don't have the information to give a concrete data on this. Right? My apologies. Any other question, Rajesh?
No, nothing else, sir.
So hotel management, as I said, so this is not just the hotel industry. It also includes the big boom which has happened in quick service restaurants like McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, and so on and so forth. Lots of career options available there. Cruise liners, and also the travel industry. So when you're doing a degree in hotel management, you cut across all these industries. And once again, the more detailed section gives you all the different job roles which are available, and what is the kind of job which one is supposed to do in each of these. Salary packages comparatively are lower than the other branches. It's about 3 lakhs per annum, what was the top 25 hotel management schools. And as I said, packages may vary across roles. Once again, more details are given in the same format as earlier. Who are the companies which come? What are the roles which are offered? What is the average salary for each particular role? And what are the locations where most of the jobs are found? Certifications, here again, like in the case of law and like in the case of fashion designing, internships are more important than are more critical than the certifications. So once again, like in the case of law as well as fashion designing, many recruiters or many people where you do your internship, they observe you and perhaps give you an offer if they're satisfied with the quality of the work and the quality of the skill which you have displayed while at the job. Uh, Nevertheless, there are certifications, and the hotel management certification courses details are given in the link below, which is in blue and underlined. With that, we come to the end of the webinar. We appreciate time and attention. Thank you. Any questions before we wind up, Rajesh?
Yeah, we have a couple of questions. I'll just plot them out. There's a question which is not part of what you've covered, but it is somebody's asked that how good is the bachelor in fishery science as a course?
Sorry, I don't have enough knowledge to answer that question, so it would be a bad answer. So you'll have to excuse me. I don't have enough knowledge. I've spoken about industries where I have some knowledge and I've done a lot of homework. I have not done enough homework on this because a lot of effort has gone into preparing these slides by looking at various material available. So I really don't have. So sorry, Malay, I really can't answer this question suitably.
Right, sir. There's one question that's come. Somebody has asked: is that our Coursera certificate is good?
Yeah, why not? I mean, see, what I think you look at two things. A certificate is essentially does two things. Number one, you acquire some set of skills depending on how well you have, how seriously you have done the certification. That's the first part. Second part is what are you signaling to the recruiter that I am interested? I've taken some time out. I've invested some effort, and try to learn something which is beyond the curriculum which has been taught. So therefore, it's there's no such thing as, if you're saying a certification gets me a job, there's no such certification which gives you, unless it's a CFA or an, something like that, which is a higher ticket for a job. But a certification is a signal. Is a signal to a recruiter that I've shown interest, and number two, your own skill sets. And a certificate should also be seen as something where you acquire a set of skills and knowledge, which actually helps you not only in your job, but not only in the interview, but on your job ahead. Right? I hope I've answered your question suitably there.
We have a question which has come in.
Hmm?
What is preferable for employers, BBA or BCom?
Neither. It doesn't matter. If you're good at BBA, if you're good at BCom, it doesn't matter which course you have chosen, right? And again, a lot depends on whether you really want to choose a career, a deep dive in finance or accounting. Then obviously BCom is better, because BBA has a little less of focus on the accounting part, right? So, but otherwise, if there really is no difference on whether BBA or a BCom is a better degree. It's a question of what you like, and whether if your inclination is more towards finance and accounting, then perhaps BCom is a better choice. If you are looking at digital marketing and marketing jobs, maybe BBA is a better choice.
There's a question that has come up with respect to digital marketing. How does one get good internship, which, as you all know, is very, very critical today, that add value to the resume?
Right. See, when it comes to internships, I think you must realize that there are a lot of portals which actually offer internships. Most of the job portals like LinkedIn, Naukri, Times Jobs, they actually list internships. And a lot of companies have realized that this is a good way to get interns, because for a company, reaching out to so many interns is difficult. So when you put it up on LinkedIn, they know there's a certain amount of traffic coming in on LinkedIn or on Naukri. So all of these, there are also specified portals such as Internshala, right, Shine, Indeed, right, and in the website I'll put up those portals where they actually advertise internships, right, and therefore you can go there, log in, and apply and get that. So that's a nice way of doing it. In fact, many MBA colleges where people feel that maybe the internship which comes from the campus is not up to my quality, many of them go to these sites like LinkedIn and all, and try and get internships on their own. So there are plenty of sites available where you can actually look for internships. I hope I've answered your question.
So that's a question which somebody has asked. Can a science student give CA examination?
Why not? Anybody can give a CA examination.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anybody can give a CA examination. Not an issue. I hope I've answered your question, angry young man or angry young lady. I hope I've answered your question. Right?
We have one more question which I'm just going to be putting it up. As digital marketing is on the rise, and we all know it is on the rise, which is better? Work experience in startups or organizations who have already established a name in the market?
I feel both. And frankly speaking, let me give you the pros and cons. Work experience in a startup exposes you to a far greater range of skill sets, because a larger organization tends to cubbyhole you into one function. So if you're doing SEO, you specialize in SEO. Whereas in a startup doesn't have that luxury, so you probably will have to do many more things, and therefore you end up learning more things, right? Rajesh, perhaps you could take this question, because you're
so my what you have said is absolutely echoed the right aspect. So in a startup, typically you would be playing multiple functions within digital marketing. So you might be working on SEO in the morning, you might be working on managing social media, you might be working on managing your Facebook or managing a campaign. Whereas in a large organization, you would specifically be deep dive into one particular aspect of digital marketing. So you might end up becoming a specialist in one of the various areas. So the question is, what you need to ask yourself: do I need to be an overall generalist, or do I need to become a specialist within a specific domain in digital marketing? Both are equally good career options to consider.
right.
We have another question which is on law. Is corporate law jobs better than practicing as a lawyer?
Again, it depends. You see, the practicing as a lawyer, the gestation period is higher. You have to establish a brand name. you have to get work under a good lawyer, and therefore the time period taken for establishing yourself is a little longer. Corporate law jobs are in that sense a little safer because you are kind of, your earning capabilities are a little higher quicker because you tend to join bigger law firms, and therefore you tend to what you call it, have lesser of a gestation period, so your earning potential in terms of waiting is a little less. But people who like litigation or as a lawyer, the satisfaction which they get, you'll never get in a law firm, because you're focusing only on one set of. So it's, as I said, entirely up to you. There are pros and cons of both. So if you are willing to be patient, then practicing as a lawyer is better, and then in the long run you could make much more money. But if you don't want to, if you don't have that gestation period in mind, then corporate law is a better option. I hope I've answered your question. So, right,
We
Rajesh?
don't have we don't have any other questions just come in
Right.
now.
Right. So
So
just for signing off, this presentation will be available on our website.
there is a question, sir, if you don't
Yeah.
mind answering. Yeah. It's come from SGSUYT. So, what are the course demanded these days with accounts as a base subject?
Which means you're talking about in a BCom course. In a BCom course,
I
there will be,
presume he's talking about BCom
yeah,
course.
BCom will teach you the usual stuff. You have costing, management accounting, taxation. You have law. There's corporate law. So all of that is basically taught, because accounts is of course the mother lode. But so you'll have costing, management accounting, you have taxation, law. All of this will be taught along with the BCom course. Many BCom courses offer you the option of doing a final year specialization in marketing, in which case you choose your subjects accordingly. I hope I've answered your question.
There's one question again which has come on law. This is a little bit of technical, so I'm not too sure whether the right forum to ask this or
Yeah,
answer
Yeah,
this.
Sanjeev, I really don't know. I really don't know. Judicial exams, meaning bar exam. Bar exam, you can appear immediately
And I
after.
think he's talking about judge exam.
That I wouldn't know. I really wouldn't know.
So how do you when do you, how, because you need certain years of practice before you can appear for judgeship exam.
I get it. Yeah, but I can Google it. What we can do is, if you can make a file of these questions, Rajesh, we can answer them in the website when we.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
So
yes. That we will
we'll do the
definitely
homework.
do. So if I don't know if there's any other question, let me just put up once more. If anybody has any other questions, we could take them up.
Nope.
Not as yet, sir.
Okay.
I think that's wait,
Okay.
there's a question which has come. Sir, which is more prone to equip you with transferable skills? Good question. BBA or BCom or bachelor's in economics?
Transferable skills, meaning, I'm assuming transferable skills means employability, or
Yes, I would think, because if I've done my
is
BBA,
that
is it?
what the question is, or is it?
That's what my suspicion is. That's what the question is. That if I've got a BBA or a BCom, where will I get my chance of getting employed easier? Or a bachelor in economics? Can I move from one industry to another industry for that perspective, of one domain to another domain?
Domain in the sense, see, economics, not typically in economics, see, the career options available for each of these three is same. If you ask me, in BCom the options are a little higher, because the bachelor in economics doesn't have the same. A lot of people, the only advantage of bachelor in economics, a lot of people can go for higher studies and do PhD and stuff, which is there. Bachelor in economics is also good when you apply for companies such as RBI and so on and so forth, where the knowledge of economics becomes important, particularly in banking services, right? So definitely BA, the bachelor in economics is, now a lot of people who are doing BA in economics and along with statistics uh, also get various options in the new emerging data science field. So that has which perhaps BCom may not have in terms of. So to that extent, BA in economics will not have as many quantity of jobs available as in BCom, but it gives you the option of doing higher studies and research. And there are certain fields such as banking and where the domain knowledge in economics is infinitely more helpful. BBA and BCom, as I said, are almost similar. BBA, if you're doing something like digital marketing, then the options are open to you are a little more than they are than in other jobs, because digital marketing is currently going through a tremendous growth period. I hope I've answered this question.
Yes, sir. So I just put this up. We'll just give a couple of minutes if in case anybody else is typing the question. We've got another 5 minutes to go before we end the session in any case.
Yep. There aren't any more questions, is it?
No, I don't think there are any more questions, sir.
Okay, great. So just we'll end with this. This, as I said, this slide deck will be available on our website sometime next week. So those of you who want more details, want to go through all those links, you can download the slide, click on the link, and you'll get all the information available, which could help you make an educated choice. Right? Thank you very much, and see you. So we log off,
Thank you.
Rajesh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you. Bye bye.